Chicago with Chuck Harold, SecurityGuyTV.com, SecurityGuyRadio.com, ASISTV.org. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
Kyle Parker.
And what's the name of your company?
Aerocon Vision CoStar.
And is that the website, AeroconVisionCoStar.com?
It is AeroconVision.com.
Okay, excellent.
Yes.
What do you guys do?
So we're a manufacturer of megapixel video surveillance cameras.
All right.
And a hybrid cloud solution.
How big are the megapixels?
We can go up to 12 megapixel in a single sensor, but we also have multi-sensor cameras that we call a 20 megapixel and all the way up to a 40 megapixel.
Now, I like talking to manufacturers because that's a different ball game.
It is, yes.
Totally different ball game. A lot of people buy the cameras, they install the cameras, they integrate them, but the manufacturers have a whole different look on it. And what is the new view from a manufacturer point of view? Where are we going with the cameras? It's now, I think, the premier security device, whereas before it used to be the archival security device. You use it to look things up.
Right.
Now I think it's prevention.
Correct. And I think, too, when you look at the ecosystem, we've gone through a lot of changes at Aerocon Vision in the last year. I've seen more changes in the last year than I have in the last 5. Tons of improvements, tons of things. We have the 3 pillars of success that we're moving for wildly important goals. So those pillars are 1, customer service and support. Number 2 is quality assurance, and number 3 is product innovation. And at the tune of product innovation, what we've done is we have a mobile application. And so when you think of the ecosystem of a CISO or a CSO, you know, their whole world is they're traveling, they're going international, they're already in their mobile device for hotel apps, Uber, Amazon for shopping. Why not put the power of megapixel in the palm of their hand where they can access all of their sites remotely all across the globe? It's a very simple, user-intuitive system to use. It's one username, password. You can do it on a tablet, on a laptop, or your mobile device. You can access those 5 or 20 or 40 megapixel cameras remotely. You can see all the various sites in there. They are streaming. They will send you alerts. You can search, and you can get motion detection, analytic alerts if you integrate in with AI.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Correct. So we're an open platform company. We're made in the USA. Our engineering is all done here, and we're working very hard to keep the bar moving forward on how we move forward with integration into our valued partners out there. So analytics is big, facial recognition. We have advanced analytics now in our cameras, and so we're merging all that technology to be able to put that, instead of having this whole, you know, SOC center where somebody is sitting in front of 50 monitors. Now you can put the SOC in the palm of your hand and have access to all that detail and information as you travel.
It's interesting you should say that. I've spoken to some SOC installers, integrators, and I keep asking them, when am I going to get my mobile SOC? Oh, you mean a virtual? No, I don't mean a virtual. Because virtual means you're set up over there and I'm subbing that out to you. That's certainly a great value.
Yes.
I just want to be able to pick up my phone like I did today and look at my cameras in good old Apache Junction, Arizona on Arlo and say, look what's going on at the property. Oh, there's that damn bird again that keeps sitting on my camera, right? I have a great deal of comfort in knowing that I can see what's going on at any moment I choose to. Right? And I'm really surprised this hasn't been the leading thing we're doing with cameras, as opposed to building out the giant SoC with 500 cameras and people pushing buttons. There's a certain value in that, but this is where it needs to go.
And that's what we're trying to change within the industry.
Yeah, it's kind of disruptive.
It is. And what we're also doing, too, is it's a hybrid cloud platform. So instead of streaming everything directly to the cloud, I have a neighbor, for example, that has 2 Uber cameras on his house, and he blew out his bandwidth on Xfinity because of the... So what we do is everything you push to the cloud is on purpose. We're not streaming anything to the cloud until it's there. It's a cloud-managed platform. It allows you to tunnel into the system without sacrificing any cybersecurity. You can tunnel in through it, and then there's no port forwarding that you have to open up, and it allows you then to access the camera programming menu even on the thin client through the laptop if needed.
Now, it's interesting you mentioned that the C-level guy might want to see this or use that. I was a C-level guy one time, which is why I have all this white hair. I get that part because I want to see what's going on. I want to verify what my staff is doing. Now, this is not a punitive overlook. It's just kind of I feel good about what's happening. I used to call up at 3 o'clock in the morning randomly and say, hey, what are you doing? Mr. Harold, what are you doing calling me? I'm just checking up on everything okay. What do you need? That's very powerful, right?
It is.
So if I can have the ability to look and say, you know what, my guard here, he doesn't have what he needs, and I can interact on that. Right. That's really powerful stuff. And then getting data to make decisions and business decisions. Now, I could also see this being integrated into the C-suite, where the board of directors says, all you see guys, you're going to carry this.
Right.
Because I want you to be aware of all times what's going on as quickly as you can to limit our liability.
Right. And the beauty of it, too, is we're not sacrificing the cybersecurity risk for
right.
it, too. So it's all authenticated through the cloud. You have multi-factor authentication, and it's a robust system. And then all the video is easy to share, which is very critical. Because when you think today, if you have an event, let's say it's a healthcare client and there's HIPAA concerns,
right.
and they have an incident in the hospital, and there's an event, you hand somebody a thumb drive of that video, you have no control over where that video went. So the liability to the hospital is pretty high. My wife's a nurse. I hear about HIPAA violations and potential violations on a weekly basis from her. Now with this system, I can easily push that video to the cloud. I can share the video with you. It becomes almost a YouTube style-esque video sharing.
Yeah, that's right.
And I can give you access to the video but not allow you to download it. I can then revoke the access to the video once the event's over and you no longer need to see it. So you can control that. But the sharing of the video is critical, especially when you're dealing with high megapixel cameras.
Yeah.
They take up a lot of bandwidth. You have some bandwidth concerns at remote locations. Once it's in the cloud, it's sharing itself just as you would a YouTube video.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, there was that case years ago where somebody's walking through London's Heathrow Airport, found a flash drive, plugged it in. It was the entire CAD drawings for the whole airport, all the security plans.
Wow.
Somebody just dropped it.
Yeah.
No bueno, right?
Yeah, correct.
So this is good. And you know what this kind of gets into as our C-level guys age and they go from millennials into the gray hair, this is what they're doing.
Right.
This is what they're used to. So
exactly.
This is kind of built for them in a way.
It is. And that's what we talk about at Aircom Vision all the time is you have that new buyer, that new CSO coming in, that new end customer. Their ecosystem is the mobile device.
Yeah,
so we're looking at it not just from products, but customer service, support, RMAs, how do you buy product, how do you work with product, how do you support the product. You know, that mobile device is going to be more and more critical in the industry, we believe.
Are people calling this disruptive? I mean, it's not a virtual EOC or SOC. It's not it's not a GSOC because that's a brick and mortars place, but it kind of is functioning like that.
It is. I think it's more of a disruptive frame of mind.
Okay.
You know, we demo these products on an Apple TV, for example. I travel all over the country. I never see anyone else demoing product on an Apple TV, and it's something my kids could do in a heartbeat and probably would think of all the time. And so that's the kind of frame of mind that we're taking into our new product development, into our customer services, and how we market and approach the products to the customers.
I like it. Name and website.
aircomvision.com.
Now, I'll be very impressed if you know your booth number.
It is 693. We are under the CoStar Technologies, our parent company, and our sister companies are also in the booth with us, so come and see us.
Excellent. Check them out at GSX 2019 on asistv.org, securityguidradio.com, securityguidetv.com, here at GSX 2019, live from Chicago.